Welcome back to the CNBC-TV18 HDFC Sky Election Headquarters. And for the markets, continues to be a day where we are seeing some sort of stability right now. But, we are seeing a lot of rural-facing stocks doing really well. And we've seen that there could be a possibility of a lot of rural focus as well. The auto stocks continue to be in focus. So let's get in an auto expert. Jay Kale of Elara Capital is joining us now. Jay, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, first up, I wanted to understand the sense that you saw from the May numbers, the auto numbers, and specific focus on the rural recovery. Are you seeing that in autos as well? Because that's what we've been hearing from the FMCG space.
Yeah, good afternoon. So I think, if you see the May sales, especially wholesales were not that great in terms of two-wheelers and passenger vehicles, but the core underlying retail momentum remained strong, especially for two-wheelers. May also had last year a lot of marriage dates, which this time around were a little preponed in April, and hence the right metric to assess the health of the industry would be to see March plus April plus May on a YOY basis. If we analyze that, we see two-wheelers are still at a healthy growth of around 13% in terms of retail growth, whereas passenger vehicles have lagged in low single digits as such. When I talk about rural versus urban, yes, there have been some green shoots in rural, but it's still not out of the woods. There have been new launches kind of getting some momentum in semi-urban, urban areas as well. So to say that the entire 13% growth is driven by rural as of now for two-wheelers, it would not be the correct thing to say. I think you still have some room going forward for that to recover.
Then cut to the chase. If rural recovery is the theme that everyone is pinning their hopes on, especially further accentuated by the results that have come by of the elections, people believe that maybe there will be more money in the hands of people now. And if two-wheeler and entry-level vehicles are something that you're playing, if at all, for that rural recovery, what would your positioning of stocks be? Because some of them have already seen big moves. Case in point, something like a Hero MotoCorp.
Yeah, I think, the entire two-wheeler pack, is benefiting from a confluence of two factors. One, of course, the near-term numbers in the last 3 months have been pretty healthy. The results of Q4 on the margin side, earnings side have also been pretty good. And to add to the fact that, with these election results, the narrative shifting more towards some bit of, boost to the rural sector is playing out quite well in terms of the valuations of the companies as well. Consumption, if you see over here, autos and especially two-wheelers are coming from a low base of, if we see the industry, it's still not reached the FY19 volume peaks as an industry. So, the price increases that happened in the last 3-4 years are kind of normalizing. And now, the rural bit should pick up going forward. So it's a perfect confluence of near-term numbers looking good, as well as the narrative of multiples on the rural side aiding these stocks. So in the two-wheeler space, we are positive on TVS, Bajaj and Hero. And in the passenger vehicle space, we like Maruti and M&M.
Okay, that's about two-wheelers. Jay, tell us about the passenger vehicle segment. And also, are you seeing that pickup in EVs that everyone has been talking about? Or do you think that is plateaued right now and will take some time to grow back again?
Yeah, I think coming to your second question, first on the EV side, we are seeing some bit of plateauing in terms of EV penetration. It's close to around that 2.2% odd as we stand. One also has to realize the fact that there have not been meaningful launches on the EV side till now. I mean, we've got a few models from Tata and Mahindra, but a slew of launches are expected to come in the next 12 to 18 months, which should take the EV penetration higher from here. But of course, it'll still be in single digits the next 2 to 3 years at least. And then probably by FY 28 to 30 should move to closer to double-digit EV penetration. But if I have to talk of the current momentum, it's still a little muted because of the lack of new models for EVs, and a large part of the early adopters have adopted on the EV penetration side.
All right, let's wrap it up finally then from EVs to CVs and agri-vehicles. What are your thoughts here? I mean, there's a big delta on offer in commercial vehicles as well as tractors, etc. So how are you playing that place?
Yeah, so I think tractors we've seen a down cycle in FY24. We saw negative growth. In the recent con calls of commentaries of M&M and Escorts, they both mentioned of a mid-single digit kind of growth for FY25. So we are expecting growth in FY25 for the tractor side. On the CV side, CV is a pretty tricky on a tricky wicket, given that it is a cyclical industry. But the overhang of the elections to a certain extent have now, moved away. But we are more positive on the next 2 to 3 year perspective. We would be more positive on tractor growth than CV growth.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Jay, so much for joining us today and taking us through the auto space and what is looking good there and what are the demand trends like as well. We'll do one thing, we'll step on a short break. When we come back, we'll focus on FMCG stocks. They are the big buzzers in trade today. We'll discuss more on that.